Baba was such a yew tree. And in the forest, when a yew tree falls, there are some trees that will suffer as a consequence of the falling of that tree. So we need to be careful as we mourn Raila, that we don't make it so obvious that we're interested in the capital, political capital of Raila.
Yes, hello, great to see you. Welcome back to the Kenya Times. It's always a pleasure joining you in these conversations that not only shapes our governance system, but also the political landscape. And to help me unpack this conversation today is the former Minister, Kipruto Arap Kirwa, is right here in the studio. Remember that now, as the country, we are in the darkest moments after the death of the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga while receiving treatment in India. Odinga has died at the age of 80, and those are some of the conversations that we are going to have right here together with my guest, because at one point he served alongside him during Kibaki's government. I'm your host, Nixon Njau. Follow us through this conversation until the end. Welcome, Kipruto Arap Kirwa.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nixon.
Yes.
For this opportunity to share my thoughts, our aspirations, and the focus of our country come the next general election and beyond.
Yes.
I do want to appreciate that this digital space is a very important ingredient in our communication, because as you know, communication is a critical component of society. Because without communication, people would misunderstand each other.
Absolutely.
With effective communication, people can resolve so many issues. Issues such as conflicts that arise, either out of resources or out of belief. It is therefore critical that we do appreciate that the leadership of this country must of necessity improve on its communication strategy.
It is your first time to be at the Kenya Times?
Yes, my first time.
All right.
And in fact, I was initially confused because
Yes.
there is a defunct Kenya Times paper
Yes.
that we used to read during our heydays.
During the KANU era?
KANU era.
Yes.
And I was part of KANU for 15 years.
All right.
I was a KANU member of parliament for Chirangani. Then the last 5 years I served as a NAC member of parliament for the same constituency. A constituency that I admire, I respect, because they have given me the longest uninterrupted record as a sitting member of parliament, 20 years.
20 years.
4 terms back to back.
Way.
So that I do appreciate all the
Yes.
time. Anytime I think of Chirangani, I say, even us as parents, we never take care of our children beyond the age of 18 or 20. But they gave me 20 uninterrupted years as a member of parliament. But today, because of this sad occasion that has come because of the demise of Prime Minister Raila Odinga, I want to pass my condolences to the family, Mama Aida and the children, to the relatives, and to the people of Kenya. Because Raila, more than any other political player, has for the last 25 years, held the pulse rate of the nation politically. Even when he was not in power, he was powerful as alternative voice of reason. Remember, Raila ran for 5 presidential elections and he lost all of them. But when you look at the statistics keenly, you realize that he's the person who has collected the most number of votes, more than any other presidential candidate in this republic.
And on Wednesday, the country
Yes.
received a sad information about his death.
Yes.
And at one point, you served with him for a very long time
Yes.
during Kibaki's regime.
Yes.
As his friend, how did you receive the information of his death, and where were you?
Initially, I received it with disbelief because I was going to another studio, only to realize somebody was calling me on WhatsApp because I switched off the normal mode. And when I picked her call, she told me, "Oh, we need you urgently because this is what has happened." Then I asked her, "Are you sure? Or is it just a part of this propaganda that we see every day, that so and so has gone?" You remember the other day they were saying James Orengo
Yes.
has passed on when he was not on the scene for quite some time. But she told me, "No, I cannot tell you, and I'm very sure." So I told her, I'm going to another studio. When I finish in the next 1 hour, I will call you so that if you still need me, I'll come over. And that's what I did. And the more you eulogized him in the studio, the more I realized Raila is no more. Because I was with him the other day, not long ago, it could be about 1 month or so. And we consulted. We met somewhere in a restaurant. We consulted briefly.
Was
Then
he healthy then?
Yeah, he was healthy. Raila has been healthy. Of course, as you get to our age, you have one problem. There may be pain on the chest. There may be pain on the leg. At times, you don't sleep well. You people, you enjoy your sleep when you are still young. It reaches a stage.
Enough.
Yeah, it reaches a stage where you have so many hours in the bed, but you have very few hours of sleep. Yeah, some of it is you are turning around and you are checking this thanks to the social media.
Yes.
Sometimes they give you information that excites you.
Yes.
It depresses you, then you lose sleep, then you get back to bed.
Yes.
So it was with disbelief that that has happened. And when I met him, as I told you a few months ago, we talked. He told me, okay, I've been reading you in the media about the decision we've taken. You may not be so comfortable, but I need to look for you. I explained to you. Then I told you, Your Excellency, I will call you. Well, I did not have a chance to call him, and unfortunately he has left without him explaining the reasons behind. But one reason that I know and I do appreciate is the fact that the country was teetering on the brink of political disaster. So he came in to stabilize, and I hope those who are in power today will realize that there is need for them to correct their mistakes and bring in good manners to this political space, because it is critical that we do that as a people. Yeah.
And when was your first time as Kipruto Arap Kirwa meeting Raila Odinga?
We met, of course I met him earlier in the media, because he's older than me, and he was in public space much earlier than me, because he was a lecturer at the university in the 70s. Later on, he went to, I think, Kenya Bureau of Standards, and eventually ran his own business. And therefore we knew him, and of course the father was a prominent person, the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. But I knew him from far. But the first time we met is when he was elected in 1992. So he came in
as the member of parliament,
a member of parliament for Langata constituency, and I'd just been re-elected because I came in earlier than 92.
Okay.
So I'd just been re-elected as a member.
So you were elected before him?
Before him.
All right.
But of course he was a tower. He was a towering figure.
Yes.
Yeah, given his background and his stature. So he came in Fort Kenya. I came in Kanu. And we used to interact as good friends. And remember the late Wamalwa Kijana, who was his sort of contemporary, came from my county. And therefore we could interact either through Wamalwa or through many other people, including Dr. Mukisa Kitui, somebody that we elected almost around the same time with Raila. So that is the first time I interacted with him one-to-one. Of course, he was in Fort Kenya. Midstream, he went to LDP. NDP, National Development Party. And subsequently, after 1997 elections, where he ran for the presidency, of course, they had what they were calling cooperation with KANU. Eventually, it became a merger, of which he was the Secretary General of KANU. As a party. That's part of the dynamics of Raila.
Yes.
And then subsequently, in 2002, as fate would have it, we were brought together by the National Rainbow Coalition. Remember, earlier he was in Kanu, up to almost October, while I was still a Kanu member of parliament, he had moved on to the wing of Wamalwa, Kibaki, and Ngilu. And on September 18th, we had installed Kibaki as our presidential candidate. Then Ngilu, Prime Minister designate, Wamalwa, vice president, or running mate, as you call it today.
Yes.
Then when they disagreed in Kasarani, we realized there is opportunity now to expand our space so that we don't allow the project to succeed, because that is the name we had given to Huru at that time.
That is Toto.
Yes, 2002.
All right.
Yeah, so we did some kind of consultation across the board, and the last night that I remember very well is in the late Job Omino's house in Muthaiga. We consulted. I was there with Gigi Kariuki, Shem Ochodo. Ochodo, though, was part of the NDP wing, but was more of NAK than LDP, now the new outfit called LDP, Liberal Democratic Party. So we consulted up to around 2 o'clock. Then we said, how can we confirm that these consultations are credible? We want to see one of the major principles. So Omino called Raila. By 3 o'clock, Raila arrived in Omino's house. And he listened to us. Then by about 4 o'clock, we agreed. 4 o'clock in the morning, we agreed we are going to work together. So the next point of call is to look for President for Kibaki, Mwai Kibaki,
yes,
who was the official leader of opposition at that time.
By then it was PNP?
He was, no, by then Kibaki was in DP.
Okay.
DP. Yeah, he was in DP. He was the DP chair, and he had been presidential candidate in 1997, 92 and 97.
All right.
So now he was the official leader of opposition. So I went to his office at Parliament. In fact, I was to drive all the way to Southlands, but I realized I would be blocked by traffic in the morning. So I drove to Parliament premises, slept in the car for 1 hour because we had been sitting overnight.
Yes.
So we waited for Kibaki. Kibaki, by 9, we were told he has arrived. We went to his office, we told him, we've agreed with Raila, this is the information. And so what is in it for him? We've agreed he will be our prime minister. Kibaki said, but we gave to that lady. That is now Cherished. Then we told him, we've talked to Ngilo. He said, Apana, we never gave it to her, we gave to the women of Kenya. So we had to call Ngilo now to resolve,
to resolve the
case. So Ngilu came and told us, no, told Kibaki, if we don't win the government, I will not be prime minister. But if Raila comes in and takes that position, then so be it. We'll have a position in government. And that is how the National Rainbow Coalition was made.
Okay.
Of course, subsequently, there was a approach more with Nyachai. Then now at Uhuru Park, Kibaki Tosha. That is what Raila said at that particular time.
So the consultation now, the product of those consultation was Kibaki Tosha. Kibaki
Tosha.
All right.
Yes, and that's how we formed that government, with Kibaki getting over 62% of all the votes cast. Yeah.
And now that the former Prime Minister, the late Raila Odinga, is no more, who could you describe Raila as? How will you describe him? The kind of person?
Raila Odinga, for me, of course, people call him Enigma, others call him Okwambo, others call him Tinga, Jacom. All those are his names. But the most important thing is that Raila, something that he has, or he has had, many politicians don't have, is the ability to adjust. It could be coming from an international meeting. You can get into a national space and talk of things that will be relevant to that space. And when you meet him at personal level, like now one-to-one, he's able to come to your level and make you comfortable. He'll be asking you relevant questions. He's a man who was full of knowledge. And I feel that is the bit that many people were not able to capture. He knew the history of his community and the rest of the communities in Kenya. The roots of migration, the fact that the Luo nation did not come directly from Uganda to where they are. They went almost around the lake. And many other things that it would be important, and I wish he captured, even not in a book, but in this space that you people are occupying, because that is a lot of knowledge that no single individual can have. The other thing is his ability to interact and mingle with all kinds of people, including the ordinary people of Kibra or wherever he went. He was easy to approach, easy to listen, and he spent more time trying to resolve issues that affect ordinary people. That is what actually endeared him. Imagine somebody for 4 consecutive elections and people don't get tired of him. He loses, but he comes back. He loses, he comes back. He loses, he comes back.
And the following is huge.
Huge. I've told you he was holding 50% of the nation on his side. Even in the last election, as you know, the difference between him and the current president is a paltry 200,000 votes. 200,000 votes. And it could have gone either way if it was not problems of turnout in some places, fiddling with votes in some areas, and of course the issue of people relaxing that, oh, Raila is going to be supported by the regime. You know, that became almost a curse to him, because even some of his hardened supporters did not realize that there is danger ahead. They thought this is done. Imeenda. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was your cherished moment, you know, working alongside Raila Odinga?
My cherished moments, a product of that consultation, I had the rare opportunity at my age at that time and my small political stature at the time to be part of the summit. The summit comprised 8 members. 8 members, 4 from NK and 4 from LDP. From the LDP side, it was Raila himself, the late George Saitoti, Mzee Mudi Awori, and the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. That was the LDP, the group that left Kanu the last minute. Those of us on NK, it was the late Kibaki, the late Wamalwa, Charity Ngilu, and myself. And in the MOU that people have talked about it differently, Kibaki was to be the president, which he became. Wamalwa was to be vice president, which he became. Kalonzo was to be the other vice president when the constitution is amended.
All right.
Because that was our intention. Raila was given the position of prime minister.
Prime minister. True.
And there were 3 deputy prime ministers. The late Saitoti was to be the first deputy prime minister. The Honorable Ngilu, the second deputy prime minister. And myself, the 3rd deputy prime minister.
All right.
Then Mudi Awori was to be minister in charge of government coordination. This information is good for Kenyans to capture.
Yes.
Because at times you get different versions of the same story. And you say, why do people decide to lie? You know, at times you must lie if you are in danger. That if you don't lie, you'll be killed.
You'll be.
But there are people who are habitual liars. Even when there is no need to lie, they create a story and they lie.
Yes.
And I think it pinches them. I'm told that some people it will hitch their bodies if they don't lie. Because at times somebody you've met like Kamau or Osoro, then as you sit down, you create a story because you know they don't know. You give them a story.
They're not aware.
They are not aware of that.
Yes.
Until you lie, until you contradict yourself in lying.
Yes.
You know, you know there is a guy, you just do investigation. I like you people doing investigation. Who says in 1987, he took a loan of 55,000 from Higher Education Loans Board. 1987. And when he became an MP, he paid a loan of about 69,000 from his first salary. Then when you check, and if you can Google, Higher Education Loans Board did not exist at that time.
We know who you are talking about.
No, you don't need to say now, but why should you lie? Yani, You know, there's another old man. He's about 82, very healthy.
Yes.
So at times when you are driving on the road, he says, that house is mine. Yeah, I bought one here. Then another estate, that one I bought for my daughter. When you investigate, it does not even have a house in Nairobi.
It's not true.
It's not true. Why lie? Why should you tell me hapa Cheptiret hiyo shamba nina eka mbili hapa karibu na hiyo mto. Yeah, I bought the other day when I got some handsome pay.
But in real sense it
doesn't
a lie.
Exist. It's a lie.
Yeah.
But I think it must be a disease or a condition. I don't know. You
now let's focus here on the late Raila Odinga.
Yes.
He tried to be the president of Kenya.
Yes.
5 times.
5 times.
Yes. Yeah. But he never managed.
Yes.
What do you think is the cause of this? Trying several times without winning.
You know, there are
what does that explain?
Yeah, there are some moments that is said that his votes were fiddled. I don't want to confirm or deny. But there is also something that I've run for 7 elections. I've won 4. I've lost 3. So Raila may be ahead of me by 2.
By 2.
What do I want to say? There are conspiracy of factors that conspire to deprive you or give you an opportunity to get into a certain situation. So you can be popular, but something goes wrong at some stage. Like in the last election, which I was part of, I didn't run, but I was part of Azimio. There were a number of things that we did not do right. One of which is that the leadership pyramid was a bit confused. There are more than 3 centers. You know, in leadership,
there were gaps.
More than 3 centers, more than 3. Let me not name because I don't want to unravel feathers of some individuals. Right. Apart from Raila himself being the presidential candidate, there were other people who were so critical to the win of Raila, but they did not synchronize. Compared to Kenya Kwanza, where the candidate was the leader of the team. And if you join Kenya Kwanza, you are joining at a certain level.
Yes.
You know you are on the wings. You are not on the head. You are not on the neck. You are on the tail.
You
but
know
you
your
are still,
position.
Yes. You are on the tail, at the tail end, but you are still part of the same structure. That is where Kenya Kwanza beat us. They were more organized. And there was less confusion. But for us, we have so many parties, and everybody wants to elbow the other one out. In the process, we forget certain basic details. And this is something I can advise Kenyans, that should you want to get into this political space, make sure that you are organized. As you know, Nixon, there is what we call group formation.
All right.
You start with meeting. After meeting, you storm. Storming means you'll be exchanging ideas, some of which almost at variance to each other. Then you start norming. Norming is identifying the talent of each of the group members for you to become a team. After norming, then now you start performing. I think the group of Azimio never became a team. People had their own different interests. Some wanted to get money from the campaign. Some wanted to settle scores with some people. So resources were spent in a way that I want to settle with Kamau. I want to settle with Kamau. Then I spend more money in Subukia to remove Kamau, when we could have spent that money in Njau to get our candidate in and to have the votes of Raila in. Those are some of the factors that made Raila not win. And despite not winning, for 20 years, Raila held half of the country under his spell. Even today, this funeral that we are witnessing is a state funeral, and I thank the president for making sure that Raila is given befitting send-off. And it is also a way of calming the supporters of Raila and also the people of Kenya, because they have lost somebody that will be hard to replace. Yeah.
And the late Raila Odinga has been a key figure in this country, you know, in terms of politics, political field. What are some of the things that he will be remembered for?
There are many things. A principal among them is the new Constitution 2010, or our 2010 Constitution, that they midwifed with the late Mwai Kibaki, a man I admire so much. And I'll give you reasons another day, not today, because it's today Raila's day.
True.
This Constitution has enabled Kenyans to have resources at the grassroots, despite the fact that there is a bit of corruption and confusion about devolution, but at least the people will see resources at the grassroots. Let me give you example of my constituency, Cherangany constituency. For the 4 terms that I represented them, 3 of which we did not have CDF, we did not have any money for devolution. The total amount of money that came to Cherangany constituency was less than 20 million in 15 years.
Less than 20 million?
In 15 years. And the 1 year that we got CDF to the tune of, 5 years that we got CDF to the tune of 100 million, that money go to Cherangany constituency.
All right.
Today, Cherangany constituency is getting 195 million shillings every year, which means in 5 years, there are more than $1 billion directly going to Cherangany constituency. So if the leaders were to be more prudent, frugal, and transparent in the use of resources for that constituency, definitely there will be development. That is something that Kenyans should know, thanks to the late Raila Odinga. He is one of the key proponents. For those who are in Nairobi, most of these roads that you see, whether it is Southern Pipers, Northern Pipers, Eastern Pipers, he presented in the cabinet that I was part of.
All right.
And one of the examples that he gave was this road that they now call it Raila Odinga.
Raila Odinga Road.
Yes, the one from City Mortuary down.
Yes, yes.
You remember it is done with different...
Opposite Magadi.
Yes.
Magadi Road.
Yes. So you realize it's done with different technology. That technology, it is he who negotiated with the company.
Okay.
We never spend our money there as government. It was something to think of, then create upscale it, because it is said it will take many more years than the normal tar that we use to pave our roads here in Kenya today.
Okay.
So those are 2 things. The infrastructure, because he was Minister for Public Works at the time of Kibaki 1. You would also remember him for ensuring that there is greater democratic space. True. Even before the new constitution was heralded into this space, it is important for people to realize that the first 5 years of Kibaki, he led under the old constitution. But a lot of space was opened up, whether it is in the media, like you people, whether it is expression. You remember people saying Kibaki is hands off in terms of leadership, and making so many statements about him. But he was able to tolerate that because he knew the only way you can free Kenyans is to give them freedom of association, freedom of expression, and freedom of disagreeing, because disagreement does not mean there is any negative feeling. So that is part of the space Raila fought, and of course, you know, he was detained several times. He was put under torture, and many other things that happened. You remember even the last day, just before they had this rapprochement with the president, there was the Sufuria protest,
protest,
where his vehicle was shot at many times, and he was almost putting his life at risk. I thank God that never happened. Imagine if Raila Odinga had disappeared in that route. It would have been a terrible event that would have happened in this country. So we thank God that he had to go peacefully to be with the Maker.
All right.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that we
So
remember.
some of the things, and many others.
Yes.
Many others that we may not have space to discuss this morning, but generally is part and parcel of the democracy that we are enjoying. Yeah.
And as a person now,
And you know, for him, he goes to 5-star to small restaurant. you know, there
All
are
right.
people who believe
Yes.
they are material for 5-star. But for Raila, you may find him at Mama Oliech
Really?
having fish. Yeah. He did that several times. You remember Osewe, something Osewe or Kosewe?
yes, Osewe.
In town. I don't know whether it is.
Kibandaski.
Yeah. So that's Raila for you. He could be anywhere. Then he will be at Hilton or wherever, or Serena for now, or even Norfolk with international leaders.
Yes.
So for him, he never lost touch with the grassroots. That's something that many politicians don't realize. People, it's not about your money. Yes, money is important, but it's not about your money. It's about you are getting in touch with the people. That's what people value.
True.
Yeah, you value them. If it is a funeral of a senior chief or a funeral of ordinary Kenyan, if Raila had time, he would attend because he believed a funeral does not have status. Yeah, you just need to be present. Yeah.
And may his soul rest in peace. So now, what is ODM without Raila? Now let's dive into now the political outfit in the country.
Yeah.
What are we going to now witness in terms of political dynamics in the country? First, let's start from ODM. What is ODM without Raila?
Well, you'll allow me to paraphrase or to have a preamble
All right.
to that statement that political parties in Africa are grafted around ethnic coalitions and personalities. So take the latter one, that ODM without Raila will have to do a bit of a shift. I say so authoritatively because one of my papers that I did here at the University of Nairobi had that particular heading, the issue of political parties in Africa and democracy. And I realized out of the 54 nations of Africa, some are outright dictatorships, some are coalitions of tribe, and parties exist just for the election, and after that election, the parties disappear. And I only found the two places where there is a consistent political presence of what we call a party, with all proper institutions. Even the political parties that we have here in Kenya, they hardly have structures to the grassroots. You will find that is headquarters, and when there is an election, they mobilize everybody and anybody, some of which may not be members of that particular party. It was only in Tanzania that I saw that, and South Africa, where we have ANC, which has been able to be present for the last 100 years. In Tanzania, CCM. With its precursor, TANU and Afro-Shirashi Party. That's when the two of them met, they produced a CCM. Otherwise, at the beginning, in 1954, Mwalimu Nyerere started TANU. It was TANU, then later on TANU. And when Tanganyika became a republic in 1961, TANU was the ruling party with almost 99% of all the seats collected. So that is a very important preamble in the sense that the personality of Raila is a critical element. The presence of the Luo nation and associated communities, like the Abagusi. The Abagusi, while they are so democratic, they have been voting. Like today, if you are to check Nyamira and Kisi, of the 14 members of parliament, of course they have more than 14 because they have Arama in Nakuru. They come from different parties. I think about 5 to 7 different parties.
All right.
Yeah. So that tells you what? Communities also coalesce around certain arrangements. But Raila has been the most present figure in Kisii for the last 4 elections.
For decades, yes.
Yeah. Now, look at ODM in terms of its internal dynamics, where some people will be jostling for the leadership of the party. I'm made to understand that the elder brother of Raila, Dr. Oburu Odinga, is now the acting party leader. After the funeral of Raila, who is going to take over as the party leader?
Yes.
Is it Oburu or somebody else? In ODM, I'm seeing a number of challenges. One, there is a young team of individuals,
yes,
comprising people like Edwin Sifuna, you are Senator
Babu
of Nairobi, Babu Owino,
Caleb Amisi,
Caleb Amisi of Trans Nzoia.
yes,
There is it Julius Kibagendi
yes,
of
Kibagendi,
Kisii, and others.
yes,
That's a team that now will be set against the middle age. The people, not people like Orengo, no, Orengo is the elders of the party.
yes,
There are people like
Wanga,
Gladys Wanga, although she's their age mate, but she's more of the moderate.
yes,
So there will be the moderates, and there will be those who will be telling Sifuna and Kale Amisi and Kibagendi that this is our party. Go look for your own party.
yes,
You know, I'm trying to summarize in
Yeah,
a way
yeah.
that I don't make it too academic.
yes,
Because it will be silly of me to make it
Yeah.
academic. So that is one war that ODM will be going through. There is also the tectonic movement that areas like Kisii
true,
may have less of ODM. If Dr. Matiang'i
is
is going to run for
the
president,
presidency, yes,
or to be part of an outfit that does not include ODM. So there will be less ODM in Kisii. Given another factor like George Natembea factor in the
Western.
Luhya nation, that is going to reduce influence of ODM in Western. Remember, Western has been one of the serious constituencies of Raila,
true,
especially Kakamega,
Busia,
Busia and
and
Vihiga.
Viga,
Bungoma, they have been able to resist, but they still got MPs.
yes,
Trans Nzoia, they have been resisting, but Caleb Amisi has been MP for 2 terms.
yes,
So that is another factor. Then there is, which is semi-external, semi-internal. Then there is the factor of the broad-based
arrangement,
whether it will exist in the format that it is, or it will be broadened further, because Gideon Moi seems to be approaching the same base, or will Gideon Moi and others who are opening up to the current regime going to elbow out ODM
and take over.
Yeah, and take over. Will the current president want to have leadership in ODM that is beholden to him? That is going to be another factor. So
Right.
ODM without Raila,
What is the coastal region in all this?
the coastal
dynamics?
region will be part of the national, but the coastal region will be more of the presidential candidates, less than the ODM factor. But ODM, depending on how those in ODM will approach the next election, may be less present at the coast. But still, generally, making headways in some counties like Mombasa, and to certain less extent Kilifi.
Kilifi.
But Tana River, of course, ODM has not been very strong. Lamu,
Kwale. Even Kwale.
Kwale, there's a bit, but I think ODM will find the biggest challenge in Kwale and Kilifi.
All right.
Yeah.
Because then, according to how you have said,
Yes.
does that mean now there are some of the MPs
Yes.
and leaders who will now, get out of ODM, considering that we have seen some of them who have called themselves the Kenya Moja. Many people have said that they have been rebellious of these legacy leaders. And let's talk of even Babu Owino. At one point he said that after Baba, it is Babu. Should now expect such kind of leaders from ODM to get out and form their party?
Generally, when you look at Kenya through political lenses, there is no formation that has existed for 2 consecutive elections in the same arrangement for the last 25 years. And there is no party that has formed a government twice for the last 25 years. Kibaki, the first term he formed through NAC. His second term, PNU. Uhuru went in through URP, TNA arrangement. The second term through Jubilee, which was a merge of URP, TNA and others. Ruto has gone in through Kenya Kwanza arrangement.
True.
As to whether he will go to the next election with the same Kenya Kwanza intact, the answer is no. Already there is the wing of Rigathi Gachagua that has moved out of that arrangement and is in another formation. Now there is now whether ODM will be integral part and parcel of the Kenya Kwanza in a new formation arrangement is a matter that we need to visit. In fact, if President Ruto wanted to be smart politically, he should dissolve UDA and cross over to ODM. After all,
Really?
he started in ODM. That's the only way he can find a captive constituency that he still believes ODM is their party. He will start by the Luo votes. But if he says that he's going to have merger need, he should dissolve, because UDA supporters who are still with him will be with him, whether he moves to URP
or not,
TNA or Jubilee. So the best thing is for him to cross over to ODM and leave Kenyans with their party.
But maybe he will many people will say maybe he's going to take over the party.
Yeah, he can take over the party and become party leader and presidential candidate.
What about UDA?
UDA can be dissolved. Do parties matter in Kenya? I've given you the background.
All right.
I've given you the background, and that was my second master's paper. Yeah, at the University of Nairobi. These are things that when you do statistics and information, you just get that information there. You don't have to struggle.
Sure, he should do that as an escape route.
Yeah, escape route. Otherwise, he's in for a surprise. Because you see, ODM with Raila, he would have been able to massage, move them gently, and chevron them either to support Ruto or somebody else. But now without Baba, it is not ODM. It's not an entity. ODM now is a mixed grill. It can be termed as national mosaic. Different colors that form a pattern.
Yes.
Jigsaw puzzle, if you like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because even many people, even yesterday when after the announcement of the death of Raila Odinga, we saw some of his supporters, saying that chanting, Ruto must go. Does that mean now that people from Nyanza, it will be hard to convince them without Raila Odinga?
Yeah, that's why we call him Baba. You will be able to negotiate a position that does not look realistic. That's why we called him to Job Omino's house that fateful day at 3 a.m. But without Raila, there are so many elements. That's why I'm telling you it's a mixed grill. Mixed grill means there is nyama, potatoes.
There is everything.
There is everything.
Yes.
Whatever you want.
Yes.
So this now ODM is a mixed grill. It's not the orange. Yeah.
What would you advise someone who maybe want now to take over the leadership from Baba?
That one will emerge.
The likes of the Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino.
this opportunity, but you see, Baba was such a huge tree. And in the forest, when a huge tree falls, there are some trees that will suffer as a consequence of the falling of that tree. But after some time, when the tree now has fallen and has rested, smaller trees will emerge.
Yeah.
And some will end up being very huge, as big as the other tree that fell many centuries ago. So Babu Owino might realize this opportunity, but he will have a lot of lifting to do, given the fact that there are already people who believe that Babu Owino is a rebel within ODM. Babu Owino has very good traction here in Nairobi, and elsewhere, even in Kisumu.
Parts of Nyanza.
Even parts of Nyanza. Anytime he's been in those parts, he's been getting a lot of applause and nice reception. So it may be useful for him to start now calibrating the landscape after we were sent off Baba. Yeah.
And also try to figure out.
Whether he focuses first on the issue of the governor, and after that he thinks of what next to grow politically. Yeah.
So what should President do now, President Ruto, without Raila Odinga?
One, he should manage this funeral very well, so that there is least disruption of order and peace. What do I mean by that? You know, yesterday I live next to where Raila lives.
All right.
And yesterday there was almost some disruption of order at the residence of Raila Odinga. And I felt the closer we get home, the more we need a way of calming people. Because when people are mourning, they are not normal. From the country where I come from, we say don't listen to a mourner. They can say anything, and if you are to pick fault with that, you are wrong. Because somebody mourning the loved one, the expression of mourning is different. Some will roll on the ground, some will shout, and of course in between there may be thugs who take advantage of that. So you should manage that. Number two, if it was that he will win the next election, he will win. He should be careful not to be seen that he is mourning more than the bereaved. That is something that he needs to. And any other leader within ODM or outside ODM who has been associated with Raila should not mourn more than the bereaved. The bereaved are the people whose absence of Raila creates the most orphaned condition in their hearts, starting with Mama herself. At this time, she may be looking at the wardrobe, all the suits of Raila, all the counter suits of Raila, all the capes possibly somewhere hanging. That Raila is no more. As we are looking at Raila, the politician, but she's looking at Raila, the person she has lived with since 1973. 73 up to now is about 42 years or 52 years.
Yes, 52
years.
Yes.
52 years. So as we are mourning and we are pretending we are bereaved, but Mama Aida is the most bereaved person today. The children of Raila, they don't have another father. We've been calling Raila Baba, but we have your own father. Of course, mine passed on, but I had my own father. But we've been calling him Baba for certain strategic reasons. But now, the three children, Winnie, Rosemary, and Junior, they have lost their father. Oburu is there, but that is their uncle. They have lost their father. So we need to be careful as we mourn Raila, that we don't make it so obvious that we are interested in the capital, political capital of Raila. You know, Nixon, You know the behavior of neighbors. At times there are neighbors who are not so good.
True.
When a lady loses a husband, some will come, hang around, even give the animals for slaughter. But they are not interested in the mourning the guy.
Yes, they're
He's interested in
that.
inheriting the widow.
Yes.
These are some things that, if we have respect for Raila, let us mourn him, allow him to rest in peace, then we reconfigure our politics.
All right.
If Ruto was to win the next election, he will win. If he was to lose, he will lose. Whether Raila is here or not.
And as we conclude now, because of time,
Yeah.
is now Raila out of the political scene in the country an opportunity to the united opposition?
I would be very hesitant to say that. Because as I've told you, the ODM that Raila led for 20 years is a mixed grill. It is fluid. It is what we call flux in other conditions. And therefore, for us to feel that this is the moment for us to take over Raila constituency is what I call in English foolhardy.
Foolhardy.
It is the height of political ignorance and deceit. It is dishonest. Let us bury him first.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gone to mourn with the family?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
All right.
But there were many people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whether you saw me.
I never saw you.
Yeah, so but you're also there.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
So
thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure,
Yes.
and I want to encourage you. This digital space is a space that we need to do,
Yes.
to use for investment, not only in Kenya, but to improve intra-Africa trade. You know, intra-Africa trade is less than 20%. When you go to these, whether it's China Center and so forth, we become a market for the rest of the world. And you know, in 2050, for every 3 people, for every 4 people, 1 will be an African. And therefore, we need to think of our own internal systems so that we survive as a thriving economy. And this space of digital forum is the space that will save Kenya.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is where we conclude our conversation together with the former minister, Kipruto Arap Kirwa, right here in studio. See you in the next interview. I've been your host, Nixon Njau.